Hello, Westford. Drew Gardens dominated this week's news. The Commission on Disability weighed in on the bandstand on the Common, and master story performer Needle Simmons tells us all a story. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for Westford Cat News. A group working to preserve the 9-acre parcel known as Drew Gardens at 66 Boston Road held an informational meeting about the controversial topic on February 26th. Organized by Juliet Mount, the meeting was designed to educate voters about a pending citizens petition at the annual town meeting on March 25th. The property owner, Abby Masaladon, is seeking to build a 15,000 square foot restaurant on the parcel. But to do that, he must first get town meeting approval to amend one of the 3 agricultural preservation restrictions. Mount and a core group are encouraging voters to say no to Masaladon's request. They note that the so-called APRs were approved by town meeting voters in 1996, and the town subsequently paid a total of $525,000 to then-owner Keith Boney for the right of first refusal, the development rights, and the land's preservation in perpetuity. Both Boney and Mount were appointed by Selectmen to sit on a 13-member Drew Gardens task force last year. While Mount was opposed to the proposed development, other members were not. Selectman Don Sirianni and resident Bill Taffel joined Juliet on Sunday as presenters. Here's Taffel explaining how he views the matter.
If you just look at the process for this, the town bought from the Bonies the right of first refusal, which was passed on, as Julie mentioned, and we also bought the agricultural preservation restrictions and the development for the 3 parcels, actually. And under the Massachusetts law, it is, if I don't want this, but let's say you did want to put a restaurant on one of those places and change the use completely. You can, potentially under the law, you can release an APR. But there's a process under the law that says how you're supposed to do that. And you don't do that by amending the thing out of existence. You know, there's actually a process, and you have to show certain things and get certain approvals and get certain votes to the town. And it is a process that exists. So if this is something that people want to do, we should follow the process.
2 days after the informational meeting, Selectmen voted 4-0 to recommend dismissing the citizens' petition that would allow the agricultural restriction to be amended. Their vote also recommended dismissing a second petition that would have authorized Selectmen to request a state liquor license for the restaurant.
It would be my request to the applicants that they withdraw their articles from this town meeting, and that allows us as a board and as a town to develop and think about a process that we can go through in order to determine what's going to happen to the future of this property.
In a few days, Westford Cat will air an interview with Mount and conservationist Bill Harmon, who discussed the topic in detail with news director Joyce Polino Crane on her show, Main Street Westford. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you the annual town meeting results at the end of the month. Members of the Commission on Disability unanimously voted on February 23rd to leave well enough alone regarding the lift for the bandstand in the town common. The group discussed whether to recommend to town manager Jody Ross that accessibility be increased and ultimately decided that it wasn't necessary. However, the group will recommend adding signage that would restrict use of the lift to events held on the common. Fred Horner summed up the group's reasoning by saying the following.
Anytime you provide access to anything, it becomes a liability to a certain extent. Just because there's a fire alarm pole on the wall doesn't mean you need to pull it. You know? it's only there for an emergency. So again, access of the lift is there for use of certain purposes. They need to be clearly spelled out to say, this is when it's available, and don't call the number or don't ring the buzzer, unless it's a scheduled event, if that's what the rules say or whatever. So I mean, we don't have to make everything accessible all the time for everybody.
The lift has been a topic of discussion since December, when Ross recommended an upgrade comply with the American with Disabilities Act requirements. Because the device is called a freight lift and not an elevator, it's not required to comply with the State Board of Elevator Regulations, according to Ellen Hardy, a member of the Common Restoration Project. Hardy spearheaded an effort to raise funds for the bandstand's construction. We'll keep you updated as this story develops. Master story performer Needle Simmons of Westford stopped in at the Westford Cat studio on February 23rd to share one of her engaging stories on camera. Here's a short clip of her performance.
You are special, like this song. And then Mama sang this song. Ay, 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 canta, no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo los corazones.
The entire interview with Del Simmons will air on Westford Cat next week, and you'll see more of Leanie at the end of this newscast. About 700 people attended a town meeting-style gathering at Littleton High School on February 25th with Congresswoman Nikki Tsongas, a Lowell Democrat who represents Westford. Tsongas discussed the actions taken so far by the Trump administration. The event was arranged by a local branch of the national group called Indivisible, formed to resist the Trump agenda. Here's an audience member challenging Tsongas.
I want to piggyback on what this gentleman brought up, which is environmental stuff. The windows closing. This is a unidirectional thing. Given what I consider the craven and malign impulses of this current administration, what I want to ask you is this: who are the people across the aisle who are available for a conversation? What are you going to do about that? And I also want to invite and challenge you to be more visible, more louder. I'm not kidding. We need that. Thank you.
Attending the meeting was realtor and host of Westford Cat's Home Economics, Carol Bousquet.
This Indivisible gathering was my very first exposure, and I have to say the best thing that has happened to me since the Women's March in January. And what impressed me the most was the coordination and learning about the mission of Indivisible. So this particular group is made up of local chapters and is in coordination with the National Indivisible movement and in concert with local affinity groups. And the goal is to coordinate actions and feedback to our congressional members on issues that are of importance to us that have to do with social justice and human rights and political actions. And it was glorious to me as a voter and concerned citizen to see how quickly this organization has congealed. Thanks to social media, of course, each chapter has its own Facebook page where, if indeed you're interested in learning more about the Indivisible movement, you can get more information.
Westford Cat will continue to update you on new developments regarding Indivisible. Superintendent Bill Olson and Assistant Superintendent Carrie Clary have been invited to meet with Mitchell Chester, the Commissioner of the State Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, on March 6th. At the February 27th school committee meeting, the superintendent provided details on what he plans to discuss with the commissioner.
Well, we're going to provide some recommendations on how we engage students more thoroughly in authentic assessments and project-based activities. allowing them to, similar to what's happening in Shanghai right now under their education reform model, moving away from, hopefully, and this is one of the things we want to cover with the Commissioner, moving away from some of the paper and pencil tests and assessments, maybe some of the standardized assessments that down the road, and actually looking at, through the use of innovation labs in our schools, the actual application of their knowledge, allowing them to work on specific projects, carving out time during the day or a week or a month, sometime during the school year to explore areas, to explore and experiment so that they can discover more thoroughly and at earlier ages their passion. We're looking at how we work with students and with our staff to develop their intrinsic motivation to develop a more creative, innovative mindset, because all of the research indicates that there is a certain component, about 20% of creativity is innate in nature, about 80% is learned. And we know those 5 skills that the research of Dyer and Gregerson and Christensen have indicated are essential to developing a creative mindset, and we want to work with our staff and our students on that. This is not a quick fix. I have to tell you this. There are some short-term things that we can do. That's what we're going to outline in a report to you towards the end of the year, and some longer-term things.
Superintendent Bill Olson has more school news for you.
Hi, this is Superintendent of Schools Bill Olson with a school system update. I want to congratulate the Westford Academy swim and dive team and their coaching staff for recently being recognized as state champions. I want to congratulate them for their outstanding effort. It takes a lot of work, a lot of practice, both by the team members and the coaching staff, and they have brought great pride to the Westford Public Schools, and we will be recognizing them at an upcoming school committee meeting. Nicole Collier, the preschool director at the Millennium Building here, has informed me that we still have some openings in the afternoon session of preschool. That's a session that runs from 12:30 to 3 p.m. For the 2017-2018 school year. So if you're interested in enrolling your child, please call Nicole. It's Nicole Collier. And you can reach her at the Millennium School at 978-692-5560. I want to remind everyone once again the town meeting is coming up in a few weeks on Saturday, March 25th. Many important articles of business before the town, including the teacher compensation issue. There will be childcare provided at the Millennium School for parents, regardless of what article you come to vote for. And that will be provided this year. And we hope you'll show up and vote on departmental budgets across the town, including the school department budget. I want to remind everyone also that as of right now, the last day of school in Westford is June 20th. And I remind you and the staff periodically of the last day of school so that you don't plan vacations, camps, second jobs too close to the end of the school year. So June 20th is the last day. Now that is subject to change if we have another snowstorm or ice storm or an emergency situation, but if you have any questions on the last day, give me a call. It's June 20th, and we look forward to the rest of the year proceeding in a very successful manner as we have recognized to this point in time. And I want to thank you for your support and look forward to seeing you next time.
Area residents enjoyed summer temperatures at the end of February and marveled at the unusual warmth. Now, let's look ahead with our own Joe Seppi.
Hello, Westford. This is Joe Seppi with the weather forecast for this weekend, the week of March 6th. You'll see some clouds and seasonal weather next week with temps in the 40s on most days. Here's what's coming up. On Saturday, it'll be partly cloudy and windy. The high will be only around 30 and the low a chilly 13. On Sunday, it'll be a little warmer and mostly sunny with a high of 43 and a low of 29. On Monday, the clouds move in to make a mostly cloudy day. The high will be 49 degrees and low 34 degrees. On Tuesday, you'll see rain showers early in the day and mostly cloudy later in the day. The high will be around 49, low around 29. On Wednesday, you might see some snow showers in the morning and cloudy skies in the afternoon. The high will be around 46 degrees and low around 27 degrees. On Thursday, it'll be partly cloudy during the day with possible light snow showers late at night. The high will be 42 degrees and low 26 degrees. On Friday, it'll be partly cloudy again with a high of 48 and a low of 28 degrees. That was the Westford weather. Have a great week, everyone.
Here's Rekha Sharma with this week's health tip.
Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma, your Ayurveda practitioner, back with a new health tip for Westford Cat News. Today I'm going to talk about jasmine. Ayurveda is a science of life, helping you heal better and live better and improve strength and vitality. The paste of the root of jasmine plant is applied as face pack to improve the complexion. The fresh leaf of the plant is chewed to relieve pain due to dental caries, mouth ulcers, and in weak gums. The decoction of the leaf can be used for gargling in cases of gingivitis and mouth ulcers. Jasmine oil is applied over the affected areas in case of sciatica and general debility. The fresh juice of the flowers is dropped into the eyes to treat conjunctivitis and other eye disorders. Jasmine green tea has calming effects. Jasmine overall balances the fire and water elements of the body. If you have any other allergies with jasmine, please contact your healthcare provider before consuming. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
This week's adoptable pet is a 4-year-old Chihuahua named TJ. Here's Westford Cat's Patty Stalker to tell you more and what to do to adopt him or another animal from the Lowell Humane Society.
Recently, Marie Belargin, the shelter's volunteer coordinator, introduced me to a rather shy but sweet 4-year-old male Chihuahua named TJ.
This is TJ. He is a 4-year-old neutered male Chihuahua. TJ has been with us since the end of January, and he did come into us because his family didn't really have enough time for him after a divorce. He did come in with 2 other dogs, and he was very, very comfortable with the other dogs, where he can be a little bit shy with people at first. So we are requiring that TJ goes home with another dog. We think that's going to bring out the best in him. He's a very, very sweet boy after he does warm up, but like I said, he is a little bit nervous. In terms of placement for TJ, we're looking to place him in a home with teens and up. Chihuahuas tend to be a little bit on the nervous side at first, or at least a lot of the ones that we tend to see come through the shelter. Because they are small dogs, a lot of time people will give them a little bit of coddling. We've definitely seen Chihuahuas come into the shelter that don't know how to walk on a leash. Some of them who don't want to walk on their own paws, they want to be carried everywhere, which they're very cute, so who can blame them? We do see a lot of Chihuahuas that are a little bit more nervous, like TJ, but they definitely do warm up.
To learn more about TJ or any of the other pets available now for adoption, or to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, go to lowellhumanesociety.org or visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781. For Westford Cat, I'm Patty Stalker.
And now here's Westford Cat Marketing Director Sarah Fletcher with this week's events around town.
Thanks, Ira. Calling all artists for the 2017 Westford Regional Art Event. The Parish Center for the Arts invites artists of all ages to participate in this year's juried competition. Online registration is available at westford.org/PCA, and it runs from March 5th to the 25th. You can also register by calling 978-692-6333, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Art will be judged in 3 categories: adults, young adults, and children. Visit the PCA's website for details and instructions on where and when to drop off your artwork. And get ready to kick up your heels on Saturday, March 25th from 7:30 to 10 p.m. That's when the monthly barn dance takes place, with Tony Parks calling and Au Contraire providing the lively music. No experience is necessary. Admission is $6 for adults and free for students ages 21 and under. First-time dancers are invited to arrive at 7 p.m. for free instructions. The dance takes place at the Parish Center for the Arts in the center of town. You can call 978-692-6333 or email pca@westford.org for more information. Have you ever wanted to write about something you observed or participated in, but didn't know how to get started? On March 9th, at the Westford Cat studio, from 6 to 8:30 p.m., Westford Cat's news director, Joyce Polino Crane, is offering a free class on how to find the story for residents who would like to share news with others but aren't sure where to start. If you are passionate about presenting accurate, objective facts and want to learn how to begin, this is the class for you. Joyce will also explore the benefits and pitfalls of using social media to report the news. Please register by going to westfordcat.org and find the classes under our Services tab. Westford Cat is located at 487 Groton Road. And you can also email Joyce with any questions at jcrane@westfordcat.org. I'm Sarah Fletcher, the Marketing Outreach Manager for Westford Cat News. Back to you, Ira.
And that's a wrap, Westford. We end today with more of Needle Simmons' performance. Have a great week.
Ay, 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 canta no llores, porque cantando se alegran cielito lindo los corazones. Ese lunar que tiene cielito lindo junto a la boca, no se lo das a nadie, cielito lindo que a mí me toca. Ay, 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 canta no llores, porque cantando se alegran cielito lindo los corazones.